What's going on, guys? I'm Zach from the Lumios Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we'll be talking about every hint we've had in a Pokemon game that was towards the next generation of Pokemon. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. But now, without further ado, let's just jump right in, shall we? So the Pokemon Company has had a history of showing off kind of what's coming in the next generation of Pokemon in their current games. This has been especially true in recent years. We're here to break down all of those hints. So first, this one's kind of more of a theory, but there's mythical Pokemon. Some people believe that each mythical Pokemon is a reference to the next generation of Pokemon. If you go to Loxin and Noggin's channel, and I'll have a link to his video below in the description, but Loxin and Noggin actually has a great video explaining how this works and how each one references the next. I don't want to steal his thunder, so I'm not going to talk about here. I'm just going to say he makes a pretty good case for the mythicals being hints to the next generation. Be sure to check out his video below on that. He doesn't cover how Zarude is a hint to Scarlet and Violet in that video, but he does say in a later video that he believes this is because Zarude is a monkey and Scarlet and Violet are the only European country with monkeys that are wild there. I could even take this further and say that while he's not from Spain, while Zarude doesn't necessarily represent Spain, he does represent South America. He's based partly off of a howler monkey, which can be found in Guatemala and other parts of Central and South America. And obviously Spain did colonize those areas. So I do think there's definitely a case there. Again, be sure to check his video out. There will be a link to that in the description below. So I think the first major hint to a new generation of Pokemon game, and kind of, in my opinion, the most widely spread one, was the strange souvenir in Pokemon X and Y. So there was this backpacker that would be in a hotel in X and Y, and you'd talk to him, and he'd kind of tell you these things about his region. He would tell you, oh yeah, and in my region there's this city that you wouldn't believe, and then he'll tell you, oh, there's this battle facility you wouldn't believe. And eventually, after talking to him enough times, he will give you a strange souvenir, which is this little item that looks very similar to a tiki. A lot of people saw it and did immediately think, oh my gosh, that's a tiki. Is Hawaii next? And sure enough, in 2016 on Pokemon Day, Pokemon Sun and Moon were announced, which obviously took place in Hawaii. These were, however, not the only hints to Hawaii, to Alola, in the 6th generation of Pokemon. In Oris, there is a house, I believe it's in Lily Cove City, and in that house is a poster that seems very tropical, and if you look, there's even a big palm tree with green coconuts around it, and I think, I guess this is more speculative, but you can't convince me otherwise. This wasn't in the original Ruby and Sapphire games. This was totally a hint at Alola, and furthermore, I think that was a hint at Alolan Exeggutor. So that's two huge references in Gen 7, or Gen 6 to Gen 7, and that's not where they stopped. That is where they stopped for Gen 6, but that's not where they stopped. Moving into Alola, Alola had a ton of hints towards Galar. First off, we had these little calendars that were all around. You could also see these in Let's Go, and they seem to depict these islands that literally looks like the UK just turned on its side. Well, the Gala region is literally the UK just flipped upside down. So some people, like Birdkeeper Toby, argue this was totally not a hint. This wasn't the UK. I think that this was in too many places for it not to be a hint. I guess it is speculative, but I really think that this definitely was a hint to the Gala region, especially because they flipped the UK on its side, and then you just flip it one more time, and you have the Gala region, the UK upside down. But Alola did not stop there. We also have in the Alola region a character that is in the Ponybreaker Coast. It is of the Taurus class, and when you battle them, after battling them, they mention something like, where's the power spot? Something to those lines, which is a direct reference to the power spots in Galar that allow Pokemon to Dynamax. I think this is so neat because not only, is this a direct reference to Galar, but the character is a tourist, so they're literally a tourist from Galar. I think that's so neat. I can't believe they did that. To move back to kind of the calendar take, there is another thing that you can see plastered on a wall that is a direct hint to the Gala region, and that is a literal poster of Gigantamax Toxtricity, which I'll have on the screen here for you to see for yourself. But I think this is absolutely crazy. This is one of those things that you never could have saw while playing through Alola and known, oh, that's a Pokemon from the next generation. But then after playing Sword and Shield, after seeing Gigantamax Toxtricity, you would come back to this and be like, oh my gosh, it was right here the whole time. I think that's so neat. It also makes me wonder what kind of stuff is in Sword and Shield that after playing through Scarlet and Violet will realize, oh my gosh, it was here all along. Now, while that is all the hints in Alola to Galar, that is not all the hints from Alola. We actually have a hint to Scarlet and Violet in the Alola games. If you go to Hau'oli City, there is a girl there who speaks Spanish, and I believe she even says that she's from another region, here to learn hairstyles or something like that. But her speaking Spanish, her saying that, I mean, that's absolutely crazy to me. It makes me really wonder about the development of these Pokemon games, because I think that's totally a hint to Scarlet and Violet. They say that they began Sword and Shield's development right after they finished Sun and Moon's, but this makes me wonder, okay, so by the time Sun and Moon was out, had they already started Scarlet and Violet? I'd like to think that they at least had already conceptualized, okay, we're going to be going to Spain after we go to Britain. But I think it's so cool that they put a reference in Gen 7 to Gen 9. Not even Gen 8, but Gen 9. I think that's absolutely crazy. But that's not where the Gen 9 hints end. It is for Alola, but now we move into the Gala region. In the Gala region, we have a building that one of the rooms or hallways is blocked off by a red rope, and you can see that the wallpaper in this room that's blocked off is covered with oranges and grapes, which have obviously been a huge theme of Scarlet and Violet. If you've seen any Pokemon videos on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you know what I'm talking about. Oranges and grapes are a huge theme of this game. They were all over the trailer. But you can see them here in Sword and Shield, and I think the really neat thing about this is not only were they on the wallpaper, but they're blocked off by a red rope, which is kind of I feel like it's very symbolic. I feel like it's literally their way, of saying, this is where you go next. But you can't yet, but this is where you'll be going next. I just think that's so neat that they directly referenced the theming of the games. And it makes me wonder if they had already come up with the names of the games. All these things really just make me wonder about the development process of these games, like when they come up with everything, what the timeline for that is. However, that's not where the hints end. Our last hint is that in the route before Stow-on-Side, I'm totally blanking on what route number that is, but in the Gala region, there is a backpacker named Diane, and the backpackers, it's sort of like the tourist trainer class. They came from another place, and this backpacker, when she loses, says muy dramatico, fantastico, which is obviously Spanish, and she said that she came from another region, so clearly she came from the regions of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I think this is super neat. This is obviously a direct reference. They did it twice, and it's just crazy to me that these things escape from under our noses, and we don't notice them until later when the games are announced. So there you have it, guys. That's all the hints in a Pokemon game to the future generation that I know of. If I've missed any, please let me know in the comments. This is one of my absolute favorite topics in Pokemon. So seriously, if I missed any, I want to know about them. I love this kind of stuff. Be sure to let me know. Also, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell for notifications, as we've got a ton of more videos coming up surrounding Scarlet and Violet. We also have just other miscellaneous Pokemon videos. Again, we talk about all things Pokemon here. And until next time, I will see all of you later.